everyone, welcome back to my channel. Mia here. Today is going to be the first video of several videos which are all going to be part of this absolutely enormous book haul. I basically went crazy during last month and I just bought so many books. So this haul is books that I've purchased during the month of October after the previous haul that I did, and books that I bought at the beginning of the month of November. Now, there are a lot of books here. The reason why there are so many books is because I went to two different book sale events, and one was a library sale which was enormous and everything was 50 cents. You could not ask for cheaper books, and honestly, I still think I should have gotten more. I didn't because it got overwhelming. There were just way too many books and it was hard to find books that you wanted because there were just so many that after I picked up quite a few and my hands were hurting and I couldn't hold them anymore, I decided to call it a day just because I didn't even know where I was going to be able to put those books to continue to look for more. And it was just so many books and all the books were mixed in, so you really did have to search. The other event that I went to was this event in Miami. I want to say it was the book fair. It was just so much fun and there were so many books. This event was a little bit more expensive because the books were at full price, but it was just such a fun experience. I'm glad I got to go, so thank you, Nicole, for the invitation. Now, these books on this part one are all the books that I got during that event in Miami. I'm not sure how I'm going to organize the other books, but yep, I won't tell you too much about each book because I feel otherwise this video is going to be way too long. So I'm going to try to keep it simple, and if I know or if I remember what the book is kind of about, I will tell you, but I'm not really going to go into too many details about it. So the first book that I have here to show you is a very small book. It's called The Strange Case of Biracial K, and this is by Biracial Kushner. And I honestly don't really know exactly what it is about. I've read the back of it a couple times and I'm not so sure how to put it together. It is a fiction book, and in the back it just says 3 pieces gathered in the strange case of Biracial K roughly map the genesis of Biracial Kushner's fiction, from the fate of a conquistador in The Great Exception to the illegal radio broadcast and bombs in the Boschment to a Havana courtesan's strange case. This story is built into a vision of Cuba that is black humored, brutal, and beautiful. So I gathered that it's probably 3 short stories, all kind of related to one story, but I don't really know what is in store for me. I just thought it was such a cute little book and it was intriguing enough for me to pick it up. So hopefully I read it soon and hopefully it is very enjoyable. Then both Nicole and I picked up the same book, but she picked her copy in English and I picked my copy in Spanish. The author was actually there, so we got a nice signature, but is a book called The Clay Bible, if I'm translating it correctly, and it's by Julia Navarro. I don't really remember exactly everything that this book was about, but I think it was about archaeology, a young archaeologist who discovers this Bible that is just, you know, clay pages, and a lot of things happen from there, but I don't really remember the actual main plot of the book. It sounded very interesting and I've heard great things about this Spanish writer, so I really wanted to try her work and see if it's something that I personally enjoy or not. So this is the nice dedication she wrote inside, and I'm happy I got it. It sounded interesting, and this book seems like it's gonna be a super comfortable book to read because it's a paperback, but it's so floppy and soft, and oh my gosh, I think it's gonna be a great book to read. They did have there a few shops that were discounted and sales shops. They were mostly very old books, so they were mostly extremely old editions and stuff like that, which I personally love, and I really had to stray away from those shops because I would have purchased a whole bunch of books just because I like this kind of thing. But I managed to be pretty good. I think I only got 2 books. The first one I got is this one here, which is Maureen, and this is by Ella Wheeler Wilcox. I think is poetry and short stories, or mostly a story told through poems. I'm honestly not sure. I've never heard about it before, but I thought the cover was just beautiful, and you know, it's an old edition. I think 1888, so it's a very old edition, and it just caught my attention, so I can't wait to read it and see what it's actually about, but excited to have it. The other book that I got that was discounted was Anne of Green Gables, which is a book that I've never read, but when I was younger I was quite obsessed with this show, so I was really excited when I saw it. It is in absolute perfect condition, and I believe this edition is from, let's see if I can find the published date, from 1983. So for it to be a 1983 book and be in this good of a condition, that's impressive. I'm very happy I got it. I love the illustrations inside, by the way. It has a lot of illustrations here and there, and they're just so absolutely beautiful. I want to find a really pretty one to show you, so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh, I can't find a pretty. Oh, here it is. Like you see, there's super pretty paintings inside the story, and I just really like them. Oh, this is one that I really like. So I can't wait to start reading this book. I think I'm gonna really enjoy it. I was basically talked into getting this book. The lady at that shop was just talking about this book like it was the best thing in the world, and she just really got me interested in it. So the name of the book is An Untamed State, and this is by Roxane Gay, and it's a novel. For what I remember, she said that it's about this wealthy woman in Haiti whom she gets kidnapped at some point, and there's a whole lot of very horrific things that happen to her during her time kidnapped, and it's supposed to be just a very heart-wrenching, crazy story, and I do tend to really enjoy that kind of story, so I look forward to giving this one a try. Then we saw this super adorable edition of The Snow Queen by Hans Christian Andersen. This is illustrated by Sana Anuka, and the illustrations and the entire edition is just absolutely stunning. We just really liked the illustrations. We both got it, and I don't know, we just thought it was such a pretty edition that we just had to have it. I love the artwork mixed within the story, and it's just a super pretty edition, so we picked it up. Then I picked up this poetry collection. I think it's a poetry collection. It's called Eating Moors and Christians by Sandra M. Castillo, and it says here that Eating Moors and Christians depicts a conflicted history and uses the Cuban Revolution as a springboard from which to discuss what is at the center of exile literature: liminality. It explores universal issues as it aims to enlarge the scope of diaspora literature and transcend boundaries of ethnicity, expanding the conversation about the work of Cuban American writers. It just caught my attention. It sounds interesting, so I picked it up. Then I picked up Perfume River, which is a novel by Robert Olen Butler, and I believe this is a novel that takes place in modern time, but it's about a family that was deeply affected to this day due to the Vietnam War. I'm not 100% sure though. I don't think I remember what this book is about correctly, but it sounded interesting at the time, and the cover was amazing, so I decided to pick it up. Then I picked up a children's book. This is by Frank Viva, and it's called Sea Change, and it's about a boy that gets sent from Canada across the seas to a small island and how that affects his life. So both the writing and the artwork is by Frank, and it's just very interesting. Like, the artwork is definitely different, and I thought the whole thing was just really cute and interesting, and I know I keep saying it was interesting and it caught my attention, but it really did. So this one was also signed by the author, and he did a super cute portrait of himself in the signature. So I think I got a couple of comics. So I picked up the Rat Queens Volume 1, About Time. I've been wanting to pick up this for a very long time, and I just don't know what was stopping me, but I saw it there and I said, you are mine and I'm taking you home with me. And this is by Curtis Weber and Rock upshirts. Anyways, very good comic for what I hear, so I'm very excited to jump into it. I also picked up Assassin's Creed Volume 1 and Assassin's Creed Volume 2. The reason why I picked this up is mostly because my husband is really into the game. He loves this game, and I thought, why not read the comic and see if it has certain similarities to the game, and I can actually talk to him about it. So that's mainly the reason why I picked this ones up. These are by Nicole McCrary, Edwards, and Nunes. Sounded good, wanted to read it, give it a shot, see if I'm into it, because God knows I never get into a game. I'm horrible at playing games. I've actually tried a few times. When I was younger, I was really good at the original Mario game and at other kids games like Crash and stuff like that. I was really good at it, but as I got older, I just lost all kind of talent when it comes to video gaming, and I've tried to play with my husband a few times, but I don't know if it is just because he's really good at it and he's not a good teacher. Like, he won't sit there and like let you play with it. He wants you to do perfect, and if you don't, he kind of wants to take the remote from you. Like, he gets really into the gaming, so he's like, here, let me show you, and he starts playing, and before you know it, it's like 2 hours passed and you have not touched the remote since the first time you did touch it. So anyways, moving on. After we went to this event, we also went to this store in Miami. I think it's called Books and Books, and it was a beautiful bookstore. It was so charming. Thank God I don't live near it, because I would be there every day if I did. But I got 2 more books in that store. I got this book, which is Jose Marti and the Global Origins of Cuban Independence by Armando Garcia de la Torre. And I also got this book, which is called The Master and Margarita, and this is by Mikhail and Bulgakov. Not sure how to pronounce your name, I'm sorry. Anyways, I picked this book up just because of the cover. To be honest, I have no idea what this book is about. The cover just completely captivated my attention, and I wanted it in my life, in my bookshelves, and I wanted to read it just because the cover is absolutely gorgeous. I don't usually get completely, convinced just by a cover. Usually I like to see what the book is about, but this time, I swear to God, I saw it. I said, even if you are a horrible book, I want you in my bookshelf. And here it is. So those are all the books that I'm gonna share with you on this video. As you guys can see back there, I have all the other books that I need to haul. I'll try my hardest to record at least a couple of videos today if I can. If not, I'll try to do another one tomorrow. Hopefully I have the time. So I'm recording this right before Thanksgiving. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving, so if I don't get to upload this video until tomorrow, well then, happy Thanksgiving to you all. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope to see you very soon in another video. Bye!